What is going on, everyone? Anthony here, and welcome back to another video here on Let's Talk Resident Evil. And today, we are discussing the brand new State of Play that Sony announced on their PlayStation blog that is going to be happening this Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, this means that Resident Evil could potentially be shown at the State of Play. It is the first one in 2 months. We do know the DLC and Reverse are still being worked on, and we haven't seen anything, a glimpse of it, anything at all. And I really hope that we actually have some kind of trailer that may be hidden in here. I know they're not really discussing, that specifically on the surface of things, that, they're going to be showing this off, but a lot of fans are kind of waiting, because the other thing that people were thinking about is the Summer Game Festival that is happening next month. At this point, it's the end of May, but it is in a couple weeks in June, and that is going to be the next thing that Capcom is actually showing up at. They could be showing Resident Evil stuff or Street Fighter stuff. This still may be the case, but this State of Play is happening before that, and it's happening this week. So I wonder, because Sony and Capcom usually have that advertising stuff, they always kind of show off the trailers on their State of Plays, if it is Village related or Resident Evil related. So maybe, just maybe, we'll finally see the DLC we've been hoping to see for about a year now. It's been announced over a year ago. Village has been out for a year now, so it would be really cool to see some kind of update, and a lot of people are just kind of waiting for that DLC to drop, with, of course, Reverse that kind of gotten pushed back and kind of forgotten about from most people. But I think if they bring out the DLC with everything, then hopefully that will be a better presented way to be like, hey, here's all the rest of the content for Village. And that lets me get into some of the rumors and the leaks that are going around on social media, and a lot of stuff that people just believe immediately when they see pictures or if they see stuff from articles and stuff like that. You got to take a lot of stuff with a grain of salt, and that's why some of the stuff that you see on here as far as Resident Evil 4 Remake being announced at the State of Play, I don't think that's going to be the case. I've said it before in other videos on this channel, and I'll say it again. I don't think they're going to really jump the gun and announce that right away when there's still Village stuff that they want people to really pay attention to. Now, the one thing that I could see them doing is potentially saying, hey, you know what, because the PSVR 2 is coming, here is a VR update. Because a lot of people thought that it was going to launch with VR, and I said that from the beginning, that I don't think it was going to be launched. If they were going to do it, they're going to wait for PSVR 2, if they even want to go back and do that. So that is the one thing that I think we may see. No one's really talking about that on the surface of things, but it's one of those obvious things where it's like, okay, it's already in first person. You did RE7 in VR, and the PSVR 2 is going to be a better unit. There's going to be less wires. It looks like it is going to be a more advanced VR system that can run with PlayStation 5. So hopefully this can be a cool announcement. I would be looking forward to something like that. And that's more likely. I think having Village support and still, releasing everything that has to do with Village is more likely than them jumping the gun and just being like, all right, by the way, here's also RE4. I don't think that that's going to be the case in the State of Play. I think you're going to see the Village stuff first. Now, I think with the Summer Game Fest around the corner, Capcom may show off more of whatever they have at State of Play at the Summer Game Fest. They might have another trailer. They might have, sometimes they do those developer discussions where they go to the shows and they, do interviews. So they might be there representing the brand and that DLC and everything else that they kind of bring with them. I don't doubt that at all. So I think that is going to be more of what I'm leaning towards for this State of Play, in terms of just like, reading a bunch of rumors and believing it. I know people get excited about Resident Evil 4, and I know it's an exciting thing to know that it is being, remade, and that's going to be the next remake of, our time. But it's got to be a little bit longer. I don't think it's going to be much longer, but it's not going to be at this State of Play, and it's not going to be like, I think these businesses and these corporations know how to kind of, ride the wave and release stuff at a certain time, and you wouldn't want to kill the momentum of Village, which is, despite what people say and despite what I say about, the newer games, they have gotten the attention from a lot of people. They've sold a bunch of copies. Village has won countless awards, numerous awards, you know what I mean? Probably the most since Resident Evil 4, as far as like the attention that these games have gotten. And I think with that being said, Village will not just be overshadowed by, you know, a double Capcom announcement. I think if they were going to do something like that, they would probably do it at their own event. You know, if Resident Evil does another, you know, co-stream with their content creators and the other kind of streams they were doing leading up to the release of Village, kind of like that rollout with the Maiden demo and everything like that, I can see them doing something like that. But I definitely think that the State of Play may show something that will be, you know, satisfying for fans, or we might not get anything at all, because, you know, Capcom is confirmed, at least confirmed, for the Summer Game Fest. After all, they are actually going to be there. So with this, there is no like confirmation. It just looks like that there's going to be, it says right here that there's going to be a State of Play, brings new game reveals, sneak peeks, and updates. So that's exactly what it's going to be. So, you know, as it says here, it's going to be for nearly 30 minutes of announcements and updates. So it's going to be 30 minutes long. So from 6 to 6:30, that is going to be live streamed, and hopefully we get some really good announcements in there. I think it would be wise if they put something out on the State of Play, just at least give us a teaser, just to give, you know, give us a little bit of an announcement that it is going to be coming out at a certain time frame. So, or maybe have like a date or something like that. And maybe they can show some more stuff off at the Summer Game Fest, you know, which is happening in a couple weeks. So, I don't know. Like I said, just take all the rumors and all the stuff you read on the interwebs with a grain of salt. At least with this State of Play, I will be live streaming it with you guys. So if they don't announce anything, we can be disappointed together. But again, it's really more likely that they'll have something as far as at least a teaser that will probably drop in this little half-hour snippet of a show. You know, what else could they really be showing off in this half hour? What else, you know, if you really think about it, like, I'm sure there's other stuff that they can, you know, have as far as like some reveals and updates. But, you know, I don't know. It's leaning towards, you know, some kind of Resident Evil stuff. That's the kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this. But let me know in the comments down below. Will you join me with the live stream? I will be live Thursday, probably at like 5:45. So I'll give you guys some time to come in, and we will be watching the show together. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully we get some Village content around the corner. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more Let's Talk Resident Evil content. Take care. A big shout out to everyone that supports me on Patreon and YouTube memberships. YouTube members grants you access to voting on content with custom badges and emojis for chats. Patreon gives you the same voting privilege, but even more. Gain access to uncut recording sessions, weekly exclusive Patreon shows, and live hangouts on Patreon. Tiers start at just $1. Thank you so much for your support, and I will catch you next time.